pandemic has played a toll on the mental health of children and teenagers across the country. And now some states are passing a new law which would allow students 5 mental health days a year. Joining us now via Zoom to help break down this new law is psychologist Dr. Regine Muradian. Welcome.
Hello, Dr. Orden. Thank you for having me.
Well, pleasure to have you. So tell us more. What's going on with this new law?
This new law is allowing students about 5 mental health days a year. And I'm an avid believer that kids really need a mental health day to recharge, just like when they get sick and they need a day or two to recover. And this new state law applies to all public school students 7 years old and up.
How are these mental health days different than a regular absence or a sick day for other types of illnesses?
So this would be like an excused absence. So just like a student would get a sick day with a doctor's note, this would be very similar, but without a doctor's note. The difference that I see between the mental health versus a sick day is that it really gives an opportunity to open up a conversation between you and your child. And this is really crucial. The same way we need to recover from the flu, we also need to recover from stress and anxiety, especially now with this pandemic, the increase in anxiety that it's caused in children, to really help them manage and express these difficult emotions.
So I am getting the impression, Dr. Regine, that you're all for it.
Yes, I'm very excited. There's no difference between physical and our mental health. We need to bridge them together.
I'm trying to imagine, how does this work? Does the student understand they're giving instructions that you're given 5 of these mental health potential days that you can use?
Yes, and I think you bring up an important point. That's exactly what's missing, is the specifics on how do we even implement this? How do we even talk to our students about mental health, so to speak? So I think it goes back to the parent. And I think as a parent, we really know our children well enough to when they're possibly like faking an illness or feigning it. So this also creates an opportunity for parents to keep those lines of communications open and saying things like, why, what is the reason you don't want to go to school today? Why are you feeling this way? What does stress mean to you? And really kind of creating those boundaries and expectations between you and your child in terms of what are we going to expect with these mental health days when you need to take them.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to bring in resilience expert, friend of the show, my colleague, Dr. Deborah Gilboa, to talk about some hesitancy parents might have with this new law. So Dr. G, as always, thank you so much for joining us here in The Doctors. Please share your thoughts on this new bill.
There are some negatives that I want to address, but first I want to start off with what I really do like. I really like that this bill has us talking about the fact that all people have periods of acute, short-term, what we would in medicine call self-limited mental distress that is different from having chronic mental illness. Just like we can have short-term physical injuries or physical illness that heals, that may need some treatment, that may need some time off, to Dr. Muradian's point, but goes away entirely. We don't really have a term for this type of mental distress, but it exists in everyone, kids and adults, at different times. You wouldn't be surprised, Dr. Orden, to know, even though pediatrics isn't your specialty, that kids get sick on average about 8 times a year. And some of those times they need to miss school. The same thing happens with mental faculties, but we don't yet have words to describe it. And I really like that this bill brings up this conversation.
I agree that there are potentially some positive things with this bill, that the kids, it allows the kids to open up and create a dialogue with the parents, possibly with other people at school that may be of help with mental health issues.